जी वालेकुम सलाम।
फारूक साहब, वी वर डिस्कसिंग द एक्सचेंजेबल बॉन्ड और जो स्टेटमेंट्स आ रही हैं वॉशिंगटन से, और डॉक्टर इशफाक हसन साहब ने कहा है कि दिस इज द एक्सचेंजेबल बॉन्ड्स इज द ओनली ऑप्शन टू रेज मनी, क्वोटिंग हिम फॉर द गवर्नमेंट टू फाइनेंस आवर डेफिसिट्स। क्या ओपिनियन है, और क्या इसको व्हाट इज द प्रोफेशनल वे ऑफ मेकिंग श्योर दैट वी गेट द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू फॉर आवर एसेट्स?
I think the option of doing a straight bond would have obviously been very expensive right now, both because of the credit conditions in the international markets, as well as there is still a political premium attached to, or a political cost attached to any bond raising out of Pakistan. So I think obviously at some price तो आपका bond issue हो सकता है, मगर it would have been very expensive. दूसरे GDR issues privatization commission is pursuing, which are in the pipeline. But I think this is a good instrument for the Ministry of Finance or for the GOP to raise funding from, and it's I think for these conditions it is a correct instrument to use.
अच्छा फरूख साहब, मार्केट को देखते हुए स्पेशली अगर आप कुछ स्टॉक्स की बात करें तो ये सेंस लग रहा है कि बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टर्स जो हैं वो कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन वाली खबर को अभी से डिस्काउंट कर रहे हैं और कैपिटल गेन्स बुक कर रहे हैं, तो काफ़ी हद तक कुछ ऐसा सेंस लग रहा है प्रिवेल करता हुआ कि शायद अगले साल से, अगले फिस्कल से एग्जेम्पशन अवेलेबल ना हो। आपका क्या ओपिनियन है इस हवाले से?
I think we'll have to wait and see really. There is a lot of जब भी exemption expire होने आती, there is a lot of speculation, and it is generally, which is why I always feel that the policy statement in this regard should come much earlier, so that people are clear about it well in time. Obviously there's been elections, change of government, so there is somewhat lack of clarity. But I think even if there is a capital gain tax that comes in, I don't think, yes, temporarily there might be some impact on the market, but really I don't think that's an issue. You'll only pay tax if you make any capital gains. I don't think anybody is going to run away from the market and not make 100% of the gains just because they have to pay some tax on it.
Right. Farrukh Saab, I want to talk a bit about oil, and this market is at all-time highs, and हर रोज हम एक नया रिकॉर्ड देख रहे हैं, और शुजा was also mentioning and we were discussing as long as international oil prices keep hitting 115, 116, we'll see more investors investing in the oil and gas sector because of the weightage. The KSE 100 index keeps hitting highs. Now that's well and good. This quarter May international oil prices have been above $105, so it makes sense why investors are entering stocks such as Pakistan oil fields. लेकिन इसका long term impact अभी तक हमको सही तरह नजर नहीं आया. The market has reached levels which is never seen before. So आपके एक्सपीरियंस के मुताबिक इसका लॉन्ग टर्म इम्पैक्ट क्या हमको नजर आ सकता है with this buying which we're seeing in refineries, OMCs and the exploration companies?
देखिए, in terms of the impact on the oil and gas sector will continue to be positive, and in the end stocks are going up. I think one can't just look at the absolute levels, one has to look at the relative valuation of the different shares. And it's not by any means there is a bubble being created or the valuations have become ridiculous in any of the sectors or the major sectors in the market, whether it's oil and gas or cements or banking, etc. So I think that is what is important. As long as earnings justify the increase in the market, there really is not an issue, and that is the only thing that should justify an increase in market levels. Obviously broader economy के ऊपर इसका impact आएगा, which also needs to be thought through and analyzed. It might be very good for a specific segment of the market, but on the broader economy, the oil cycle and
I think Farrukh Saab से एक राब्ता, I think we've disconnected with Farrukh Saab, but I think ये concerns हैं now.